Well, this is called the Whimsy Creative Collaboration, and it's a collaboration between myself and Jubilee Park Primary School in partnership with Ballet Cymru, the University of South Wales, and Red Beetle Films. We're gathering together to create a children's dance theatre piece based on a story that I wrote in 2014 titled Whimsy. So today we're putting together the show, and so it's really exciting that we're going to bring all of these different partners together, all these different students of different ages together. So it's been translated by Cymru, and she's done an excellent job, and it's amazing to see my story that I wrote, but translated into the Welsh language. And so there's going to be bilingual narration in the live show as well as live music, and the Jubilee Park primary students are going to perform alongside Ballet Cymru pre-professionals, and the University of South Wales students are going to be performing as bilingual Welsh narrators during the show.
I've had to learn the entire script in Welsh, which is very difficult because obviously my first language is English, so it's kind of difficult to, because we have to do a lot of dancing to the script. I also have to learn it in Welsh as well, so it's kind of hard to process the both.
Are you fluent now?
No, I wish.
So same task as before. Find a space in the... So how I work is, I want some input from the people as well, so it feels like it's theirs, and it's a bit more natural. It gets a bit more diverse movement than if, I just say do this, and I think it gets them interacting and involved in the process more if they devise as well. And from there, I develop that movement further, and I mix it with other people's work and my own work, and so it becomes a big mixture of choreography, but that isn't just mine, but it kind of belongs to them as well.
It's like something new for me. I've always liked theatre, especially children's theatre. So it's kind of a challenge, getting to know how people work with it. I think Krystal wants me to be in one of the trios, to be the main character. So I'm trying to understand her feelings and how she's taken the world in. I'm kind of in the middle of understanding how she's feeling now and trying to get into her.
The first year and the second year university students are going to do their own version of Whimsy. They're going to do a group version and then a version that's going to be performed as a trio, just so that, for my benefit as well, so I can see how the show can work with older pre-professional students, but also just so that they get an experience of what it would be like performing in a children's theatre production. Robbie Moorcroft and MINAS are going to go into the school. Robbie's going to lead the dance sessions with the students. So I'm going to be here mainly, so I'm really trusting him, and I do trust him, so I'm really glad that it's someone that I know and I've seen how they work, because it's really hard for me to let go and leave him to do all the choreography with the children. So I've given him tasks and I've given him direction, and he's going to have to lead all those sessions on his own with the Year 6 Jubilee Park primary students.
So many different ways we can do this. What I would like is one step from every single one of you, and we will put it together and we'll remember the order, and then it's your dance, it's not mine. I'll put this out there once. Can I not have any fortnight, please? Unless you make it exceptional, but then no, I don't really want any fortnight, okay? It's only our second session today, but the kids are fantastic. They are very creative and they are dancing their little hearts out, which is all we can ask for. The biggest challenge so far is getting the creative juices flowing. It's very easy for me and my helpers to say, do this, think of that, do that, but the actual doing that themselves is a little bit harder. And that's why we're here, to really help get their creative juices flowing and give them structure to create, and making sure that we're in a safe space for them to do that. Stand in a circle and show each other our step, okay? There is, whatever step you've decided, there is nothing wrong with it, and we're all going to keep them, okay?
It's going really well, it's really fun.
and I enjoy it, and it's like a really good experience because like not many schools get to do this, so it's like really good for our school to be doing it and then performing in like a really big place. It was really good how we got to pick our own stuff instead of just like following, but then the teacher we have made all of those different actions into like a really good routine.
So someone's going to be down, looking, is that what you can be up? Are you ready? One last time.
I was really nervous and excited because I've never actually done something like this before, and it's like a really good opportunity for this school because I think we'll be able to like bond since we all started, well, some of us in last September, and now we're like growing as a school, and it's really fun.
Too bad. So, we have a start.
I think we've all found it hard, like our creative juices flowing. I think that was one of the hardest bits. I think also flowing the dance moves just together on like the first day when we first created it was a bit hard, but I think we're gonna definitely improve and get it all right in the end.
Isabel, stag jump. 1, 2, 3, 4, step, jump.
Yeah. But I'm also a producer. Does anyone know what that is?
Yeah. You write music?
Write music.
And you produce it too well?
Yeah, kind of. So does anyone know how a song is like gone from an idea?
James is going to have half of the students in a classroom, and they're going to listen to the music that he's created, and they're going to tweak it, and they're going to make it better and make it different and make it theirs for each of the things. And there are a few of them hopefully are going to perform live with James in the show. One of them was really keen. We met the kids in the summer in July, and one of them was a violinist, and he was really keen. He said, if you send me home with the sheet music, I'll practice, and I want to sing. And so they're really keen, really bright, really well-spoken young children, and they're really excited about being a part of the project in every way.
Sad, I'm quite excited.
There you go, how quick is that? So basically the emotions, yeah? So if you could do me a favour, I'm going to play 3 bits of music. And I want you guys to write down 2 of each of those for each one. Does that make sense?
No.
Alright, so if you write number 1 on a new line in your notebook. To teach how to write music, it's important to find out why you're writing a song and what the purpose of that song is. And so today and on Monday as well, we were just looking into sort of why they like the music they like and trying to look a bit deeper into that before we sort of approach songwriting and anything like that. Because for me as a composer anyway, that's the most important thing, is the emotion you're trying to convey.
I play the flute.
So I've, kind of created the soundtrack, but what I'm thinking of doing is, depending who I've got with me in the class, we'll sort of deconstruct the song and remake it or make one from scratch. It's completely dependent on their capabilities really, and that's kind of what I'm trying to figure out. If there are kids who aren't instrumentalists, who don't play an instrument and don't write songs at all, it's trying to get them to sort of understand where things go in a song and that sort of thing. I think that'll be a challenge, but ultimately they're a lot brighter than you'd expect, if that's okay to say. And so yeah, I think in that sense it'll be a lot easier than I was worried about really. So
Yeah, I've heard about, I'm sure there's something like foam. There's some like those triangles. I'm definitely excited to see what it turns out like and what costumes we have in the background, and even what the what we'll be performing looks like.
Gundija Zandersona is there, and she's an illustrator. She's first a dancer, but she's also an illustrator, and so she's working with the kids, and they're going to produce storyboards of their own illustrations for the Whimsy book. They're going to create costumes out of recycled materials. So we're going to use fabrics that have already been used, and we're going to rework them to be the costumes, so that we're working on less waste. They're going to make bow ties out of their pre-owned fabrics, and they're going to make giant bow ties with crazy colors and and patterns for each of the narrators, and they're going to make a book that's going to be used in the show as a prop.
Today we're making bow ties as one of the props for the show, so parts of their costumes. We're practicing the sewing, so this is the first step at the moment. So we'll start by going in the dot number 1. Yeah? You can pull it all the way so there's only the knot. Just try it. Last week we worked on illustrating their own beauty around them in the world. So they wrote down and illustrated the things that they found beautiful around them in the world. And next week we'll make a big book, or maybe several books, as they illustrate Whimsy's illustrations, and that will be also a part of the props that go with the show and the performance. Then you go from the back. I'm definitely enjoying it. It's really nice to be here and working with all the very enthusiastic kids. I like that there are so many different aspects of the project, and it's just so very different things and different approaches to bringing everything together.
You could do slide, look, wiggle.
Well, we're helping with Krystal's production. I think all the pre-profs are involved as well with the school children here at Jubilee Primary School, and we are basically helping the kids with the creative process, developing the dances for the show.
And then your right leg, then your left leg. Yeah? So I'd like that.
It's going well.
We love it, yeah.
Yeah.
It's so much opportunities and so many things we're learning from different teachers, and it's just such an enriching experience.
Yeah, a real variety of things. Today we got to come into a school and work with primary school children.
Yeah, as well as do our own classes and further our own development, which is amazing to be able to have these opportunities.
Yeah.
So then, in the break. Well, we're at the Ballet Cymru studios and we're working with the Ballet Cymru pre-professional program to be a part of the show. And then another one after that. Can we have point shoes and junk off, full out, completely, faces, everything, so I can see what it's going to look like. And then so today is really exciting actually because I started work with the Ballet Cymru pre-professionals last week Monday, and we've only had 3 days, 3 half days, and then because they're going all over the world auditioning, I've only had about 6 of them on Monday and Tuesday. So today, so many of them are back from auditions, and we have the University of South Wales narrators, and one of them is also going to be a performer in the show, a dancer in the show, and so they're all here together. So it's really nice actually to see the collaboration take shape in this way. One of the dancers is going to be Whimsy, Julia, and I'm really excited about that. Her character was really amazing, and so it's really nice to see Whimsy take form in human form, you know, not just this imagination of the woman that I've seen in my mind.
As the wind sang its lively tune, Whimsy and the trees.
I have a lot of things in common with Whimsy, and I think the character is really similar to me in my life. It was very sensitive of Krystal for looking that side of me, and it's been a pleasure, and I'm very, very excited about it. I keep reading the text and studying because the text is beautiful and the music is beautiful, and the thing with the kids is amazing, so I'm really, really excited.
So we're all here today. We're going to do runs of the show and clean it up and enhance it. And we're going to have one cast that goes into the school because it's a smaller space. It'll be a smaller cast. And then another cast for the Ballet Cymru show. So I'm really excited to get this work done with them. Do your 4, and then can you move your group in the center? Can I see your sandwich group?
I am a pre-professional dancer with Ballet Cymru, but I've also been involved in working at the school with some other colleagues as well on the Whimsy project. It's a fantastic project with a lot of involvement. So it was really nice to create this connection between the professional dancers and the students.
We've got various practitioners in school today. Just behind me we've got Robbie, who's working with the children who are dancing, just tidying up their routine and polishing it up. In our hub desk area, we've got James, who's a music producer. He's working with the children playing instruments. And we've got Claire, who's a drama specialist, who's working with the narrators, helping them with voice projection and putting some expression into their lines.
And your chin up so that we can all hear.
Whimsy, imagine flying high.
It's been fantastic. The children were first introduced to it back last year. They've been excited ever since. With the, you know, I think the thing that's so special about it is the children have had complete ownership over it. They've decided exactly what they want to put into the project. We've been able to sort of use their talents. We've got one little boy who plays violin, so he's been given a soloist part to play the violin. And it's really helped the children sort of come together and work as a team. Collaboration has been a huge aspect of the project. Being a new school, you know, has really helped the children form those relationships with each other. And just the confidence that I've seen from the children has been absolutely amazing. You know, children who I would never have expected to, you know, sort of enjoy something like this, really coming out of their shells and giving it a good go.
I say boom, chicka boom. I say boom, chicka boom. I say boom, chicka rocka, chicka boom. Yesterday I came in just to help the kids with the lines that they've already learned and that they're learning to be able to project, because the hall that we're going to go into next week is quite a big space. There's going to be a lot of people there and there's going to be music and dancing, and in order for the audience to hear what is going on and the very, very important narration, we need to be able to project our voices better. About how to project your voices. Do you know anything? Have you ever been taught about that? Has anyone ever heard of something called the diaphragm? And today we are in to write a second act of Whimsy. So we've been talking to the kids, getting all their descriptive words out. We've been having some fun, playing some games. And in a little bit, they're going to be writing, hopefully, the next act to Whimsy.
Well, I think if it was a girl, I think it would have two buttons. Instead of one. And it could have like blue eyes and then maybe like an orange like thing.
Ah, lovely, yeah.
And cool.